we're in a match top tier right now. We just talked for 9 minutes about a lot of good stuff, but I wasn't picking up their audio. So, we had a practice round. Now let's rehash some of the stuff we're talking about. So today we're talking about the future of top tier of War Thunder. We're also going to dip into Enlisted a little bit and talk about maybe some other Gaijin games or just some other games in the genre also, and how they compete with War Thunder and how War Thunder can step up and become a better game, and how the future of top tier is really going to matter. Right now, first subject we're going to talk about is how I think top tier needs to have 8v8 instead of 16v16. I love 16v16 for props because it makes so much more sense. It's more planes there. They're all together. There's no missiles, nothing too complicated to worry about. It's very simple. But here, it's just everybody. Each one of these planes has probably at least 6 missiles. They all have a bunch of flares. So really, top tier is a cesspool of, oh, which enemy did I forget to check on for 5 seconds? Did I forget to flare off their missile? And that's all top tier is. But if it was 8v8, because we already tried bigger maps, right? And all that did was make it longer to fly into battle, and the play area is still almost exactly the same. So if we can upgrade what's more important, which is player count, which would make the play area feel larger because there's less players, I think it'd go much better. Now, what's your guys' opinion on that? We'll start off with
All right,
Griffin.
I'll
Yeah,
reiterate. I'll reiterate what I said, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because with like the 12v12, all those players, right? Like with the MiG 21, only 32
16
flares,
16. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And like you said, an average of 300 missiles around.
Yeah, there
You're
are
not you're
300
not
missiles
dodging all
around.
those missiles. You're dodging maybe 8 because you're probably going to overuse those missiles. And most of the planes too probably have better missiles, right? That
Yep,
good chance of dodging those flares, right? But if 8v8, right, players with planes with lower missile counts, they actually have a chance, right? They actually have
exactly.
a chance to get in, get kills, level up through the tech tree, right?
Look, it just happened just then. Two missiles hit me. I was throwing for a kill. I wasn't paying attention to my rear, and then multiple people came into missiles on me.
And there's also a good chance, right? Because like your plane's faster than the rest of everyone else's, you're gonna be on your own without your team, and you're facing like 8 dudes, right? And they're all just locked onto you, firing 6+ missiles. Like, what are you gonna do? You maybe dodge 3, 4, and you got 2 more coming in, right? But with the 8v8, there's just so much more balance. You can be more strategic about it when you play.
I
It's
agree.
more dogfight based
Oh
than
yeah.
just like going to a meat grinder, right?
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you so much. I mean, me and you were playing the Volkwolf 190 last night before I went to bed at 2 a.m. And dude, we're playing even a Strike Fighter variant with some 30 mils. We're just dogfighting, having a good time, man. I mean, I love dogfighting in this game. I used to have a series on it. We did only 2 videos, I think, but one of them was the F-16 versus this MiG-29. Maybe it was a Russian version of the MiG-29. But it was so fun. It was just guns only. Me and Abid did a couple ones not too long ago, F-15 against his MiG. It was a fun time. I mean, I really think this game needs to be focused more on being a game and not a you're about to get hit by a missile from 14,000 miles away kind of game. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because there's so much good capability for the dogfighting in the jet area, right? Because there is some jets that don't have missiles and just have really good guns, right? But they don't stand a chance
Yeah,
against somebody who's like 6 missiles shooting you from halfway across the map, right?
exactly.
They should at least have a chance to, get in those dogfights that actually take some skill and practice than just instead of getting nuked as soon as you spawn.
Yep. I mean, other thing with being 8v8, every teams are coordinating a lot more because there's less players. It's like I can kind of manage like that social aspect a little bit more instead of having six. Like that's a lot of people in this game, and you want to be more. Hey, we got to be work as a team. There's so few of us. We can't just all try to go Rambo at the same time. So really, it'd be good to have more team coordination. Plus, if you have a full squad, you're going in. You're already half the team, so you already have great coordination for half your team. If you try to talk with the in-game chat with the other four, I mean, it would go great. I think.
Yeah.
Ovid, are you muted or are you just being silent?
No, I'm here.
Are you quiet
Um,
boy?
I think I think it'd be interesting to see how those 8 VS would play out. Sort of testing them out, seeing how they'd work. I feel like sometimes, well, well, sometimes I like experience, the long range missiles, but I don't really get that too often. I don't think. Maybe that's because I'm like sort of, maybe it's, well, I don't know what the reason is, but
Well, you're always flying a slower jet when we play. You're always
yeah,
way in
yeah,
the back. So you're not like us in a faster jet, right? Or up
yeah.
in the front lines. We're getting jumped off rip, right?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
can't do anything. And
What
you
sort
and
of,
you just kind of coast under the radar.
yeah. Are those sort of like, what jets do those, or like what sort of missiles are those typically? You're getting hit. Are those are like R
It's usually
20
aim sevens,
AIM
I would say.
sevens?
Aim sevens, R20, R24, 20 or sevens, or R24, R27 Rs. The ER is another one. So really, the problem is, I think fixing your issue with being too fast, Griffin, is just try to stick with your team more.
Yeah,
Just
obviously,
like
yeah.
slow
And
down.
and that's my fault as well,
Yeah,
right?
I just
But
accidentally ripped off my flaps of my gear. Just kind of.
yeah.
Did you see that? I was like, hmm.
But then you also get into the point. There's so many people. There's not a lot of team comp, right? There's nobody talking with each
Yeah,
other.
no,
Nobody
no
calling
one's.
out,
And if
right?
they are talking, they're just insulting each other, like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are
And
right
like
now.
props,
Yeah.
like I've been playing props recently a lot, and like 5.0, and there's lots of conversation. I'm conversing like, hey, there's a guy above you. He's like, thanks. He's calling out for me as well, right? There's
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah,
team comp there because it's so much slower. But
yeah.
in this fast
It's
pace, no
nice.
team comp, and then you'll just watch like three of your teammates get jumped by 8 dudes while your entire team's on the other side of the map fighting one
Yeah,
guy, right? It's like,
it's
what are you guys doing?
ridiculous.
That teammate's gonna get jumped, and they're all just gonna target us, and we're dead, right? Why we got to work together here. Send 2 dudes after this guy, and send the rest over here. But there's just nobody's gonna listen to you, right? No team
Exactly.
comp. Too many
Just
people.
yeah, there's too many people. If we had 8v8, we'd go so much better. That's a clean radar kill right there. Very nice. I've been liking flying high recently, because everybody else kind of religiously flies low, so you just kind of slap it from a long way, and just kind
Yeah.
of dive on somebody with an R60 like I'm about to do. He's dead. He's a dead man. Yeah, I like the top tier right now. It's kind of a cesspool. Kind of a cesspool. It's okay. It's okay. But let's talk about future updates, because they could very well have an F18 in this game within a year,
Hmm.
or within 6 months, within 3 months. Like, I wasn't tracking that guy. I got missiled. I don't know, but like they could very easily have F18s, make 29Ds, stuff like that very soon. And like we said earlier, before we reset, I think they're gonna avoid fifth gen altogether, which I think would be a good thing.
Hmm.
At least for a good short term amount of time, would be a great thing to just avoid fifth gen almost entirely. So I don't know, but let's talk about tanks as well, because this is the update where we have the Abrams Set V2, we have the T90M, we have the Leopard 2A7, we have the Challenger 3. You know, we got the Type 10 and TKX, Merkava Mark 4M. We're running out. Let's like we're running out of planes to put in the game,
Hmm.
or of tanks, excuse me, to put in the game. We already have stuff. So like, are they gonna start putting in paper vehicles in? I guess.
Well, I feel like there's great potential. There's so many different vehicles that they haven't added that maybe would, like, there's, those like Conker's ATGMs mounted on the I think BRDs, BDRs. They're a small like Soviet ATGM carrier. Like those could definitely be added. I'm not sure maybe what BR those would be at and sort of how they balance that. But there's definitely potential for many different vehicles. Now, I'd have to agree with you that they wouldn't. Well, I guess I don't know too much about this, but there's not too many to add, I guess, like
Yeah.
on top of what they've already added. But they can definitely, I feel like, maybe go back and look through and
Flesh out
add
some
some.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, flesh out some stuff, or excuse me, flesh out some stuff, um, and add like small, like different, like I really want some of the, like I really want the Tor added for the Soviet tree. Um, I think that'd be a good addition. Like there's I feel like a bunch of smaller vehicles that maybe there's like smaller groups of people want them, or that'd be interesting to add. So I think those could be would be cool to add.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, take stuff like, SPAA or light tanks for the US. I mean, the last light tank they added was the HSTVL, which is at rank 7 at 11.3. I mean, did we its test vehicle is in the name. The name of this tank is High Survivability Test Vehicle Lightweight. I mean, this isn't a real vehicle. This is a paper tank. There's definitely prototypes, but this was never even thought about putting in service, right? They were never really going to put it in. Same
Mhm.
thing. Same thing with it's like the mouse, kind of, in a way, and how they were just like a prototype vehicle, put it in the game, but the mouse got removed. That stays in because they're running out of stuff to put up there in the top tier. Because modern day vehicles are so much of MBT, IFV, SPAA. They're so efficient with what they do. This is the tank that can kill other tanks and do many things. This is the thing that kills infantry. This is the thing that kills planes. That's it. You got like 3 vehicles running at one point. So it's difficult to have things such. I mean, the German line is a perfect example of this. There are 4 Leopard 2s right here. One, two, three, 4, all in this line. They're all the same BR, 11.7, the highest BR they can be, because they're all basically the same thing. I mean, the Leopard 2 PL is kind of in there, but it's a little unique. But they're all Leopard 2s. They all look pretty much the same. I mean, there's a lot of differences, I would say, in between the PSO and the 2A7, which I really like the look of the 2A7. I mean, this tank just looks like a beautiful thing. Look at that. But back on point, they're running out of things other than just MBTs to add, which they're running out of MBTs to add. They're almost out. They have they can maybe do a set V3 or set V4 for the US. They can maybe do another test variant of the Leopard 2, maybe another Leopard 2A7, or maybe for Russia. They're out for Russia, let's be honest. I mean, they have the T90M, T80 BVM. What are they going to add? The T14? Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah, and on the lack of like more MBTs to add, that's why I feel like they should start like get into. I feel like get into those like IFVs and SPAAs and those like the tank destroyer or or
Yeah,
anti-tank missile
yeah.
carriers.
But the problem with those are, I mean, what are their like for IFVs? They don't have much use in War Thunder. I mean, they have like decent cannons, right? Like the 2S38 right here. I would say that's probably a more of a IFV kind of vehicle, or the BMP2M. That's 100% IFV. I mean, you can give it your AVFS-DS that can pan 100 millimeters and shoot it. Have it shoot at the speed of sound, right? Have it like shoot so ridiculously fast and reload. But there's a certain point, like, what are they useful for? They have to flank around and hit from the side or shoot ATGM. But by that point, they're just ATGM carriers. That's why I think Enlisted plays an important part in what they're doing right now. Last April Fool's event, they added some Cold War weapons, like you were saying before. And I think that Enlisted could be a big future for those kinds of vehicles that aren't really able to shine in War Thunder. I feel like they need to make Enlisted more streamlined with War Thunder in a way they can merge them to where if you have a certain vehicle in War Thunder, you might already have that in Enlisted. They just go ahead and merge the tech trees together, right? Just so there's a way, or maybe a discounted price, maybe like 50% off the RP or 50% off the SOAP or
Yeah,
something
you
like
know,
that.
Gaijin ain't gonna do that. They love their
Yeah,
money. Come on.
yeah, they're not gonna do that. But like, I already grinded for the same exact thing in a different game. Do I really want to do it again in the
Yeah.
same game, pretty much, with infantry running around? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, at that point, I don't think Gaijin cares. I think they're more targeting a new audience here that they're gonna be attracted to the snail here, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, take my money, I want this tank."
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Hey, man,
So
that's how it is.
yeah,
But all in all, I mean, that's fair. But honestly, I played Enlisted a little bit last night with Terry. He's almost on the pod today, but he doesn't really play War Thunder much, so I decided to have him wait for an Enlisted dedicated episode. But I don't know. Yeah, that's another interesting thing.
yeah.
it's gonna be an interesting future for these games. I'm excited and worried. Mostly excited because I love this game a little too much. Um,
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
This
I
game
mean,
a
I'm
little too
addicted now
much.
too.
Yeah, I've spent so much goddamn money. I mean, you don't want to look at my purchase history. I can tell you that much. But I did get my money back from the scam. Remember when they scammed me? I got my money back for
Oh,
the
they did.
terms.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I
No,
don't know
nice.
how. I complained to Steam. They're like, "Oh, looks like you spent it. You didn't your card accepted. You're good." I'm like,
I
"Bro,
was really
what?"
hoping they didn't.
And then out of nowhere, they just my money's back in my account. So we're all good. Gaijin might have been a good guy there for a second. Who knows?
Might have just clutched up. Yeah,
They might have
no.
clutched up. But anyway, Scooby didn't really talk much this episode, did he? This was kind of a quiet. We had a special guest on. He got a little anxious. He's like, "Oh man," but yeah. Thank you, thanks guys for being part of this. I mean, I know it was a kind of like a little short little. We went on some tangents and kind of not very coherent. Kind of had some gameplay in the
Yeah.
background just to show off what I was talking about with the 8v8 thing and the 16v16 thing, and how it
Mhm.
should be 8v8 instead of 16v16. And honestly, going back to that for just a few seconds, I think for like 10-0 to 11-0, they could do like 12v12, and then 11-0 to 12-3, they can do 16v16, and then maybe here
Mhm.
they do like 10v10, and then work or not 14v14, and work their way back up to 16v like the sabers. There's no missiles there. 16v16, that's great. I mean they're not
Yeah.
they're going faster than props for sure, but not Mach. Anything subsonic without missiles, any like subsonic BRs, like really the only ones that are left are, or the only ones that are there, are like the rank 5. Probably organized by ranks. Like rank 7 and 8 do 8v8, and then rank 6 and do 10v10. They're 12v12, and rank 5 and below can do 16v16. Because for props, perfectly fine. Even if there is that many players, uh, you have more time to get into battle. You're going slow. You're kind of taking your
Yeah.
time with it. It's everybody's like
And I
really.
feel, yeah, I feel it's more objective based in the prop
Yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah. In the prep area, they're more
Because there's
like,
more
hey,
bombs.
let's take out these objectives. Let's escort our bombers. Let's
Mhm.
intercept these bombers. But or let's hunt enemy fighters and make sure they can't even get close to taking out our team. And then, but for jets, it's just everybody's going in there with 10 AIM 9Ms or R60s or R27 ERs or R27Ts. They're all just going in. Hey, R73s as well. Who can get the most kills? Let's race it, boys! Hey, it's just flares galore, missiles galore. Everybody's flying
Yeah.
low to the ground, just trying to get the battle as fast as they can. I mean, it feels like a COD lobby. And dude, top tier is so toxic in the chat. That's why I put
Yeah.
my face cam right over chat because I just don't want to have it on any video or stream ever. So I mean, it's an interesting topic for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
I love this game. I will always love it. I've always loved it since the day I played it. I love air. I love the tanks. Go play World of Warships if you're playing Navy. I swear to God. Get a
No,
World
the
of Warships
Navy's not
going.
even that bad actually. I played it with Aved here, and
Is
Yeah,
it
it's pretty
good?
good.
fun. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was like, no, I'll give it a shot. I'll play around because the submarine. They were gonna add the submarine stuff, right? They did the submarine event, and we played around with the submarines, which is a thing they're going to probably be adding. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
All right,
and
all right.
there is
I'll
there
hold
is some
off my hate for a little
there
bit
is some
until I see the
problems with the
Bismarck.
submarine stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like so under right, you can't see anything. The radars, there's no radar. Well, the radar is there, but it's terrible. It's garbage,
Right on.
right? All the battleships and stuff, have their depth charges, and they can just, it doesn't even matter how low you go, they insta shoot you down, right? The submarine's got no defense. Your torps are very hard to aim and hit. So they definitely need to definitely do some tweaking for the submarine section there. But there's definitely a big gameplay mechanic that they're gonna tap into. That's gonna be big for the Navy section of War Thunder, which is
Wow.
surprisingly well, not surprisingly, but it's really dead and hated on for no reason really. It's actually pretty fun to just go
Yeah,
around and
yeah.
blow up battleships.
All right. I mean, I'll have an open mind to it. I probably won't personally play it for a while, but maybe someday. But
Play Russia and use their little torpedo boat. So much fun.
the G5
Yeah, it's so goofy.
looks like a surface sub. It's kind of weird. Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got
Anyway.
two pack that just drops.
Yeah. I think the next episode will be about maybe a tank. We'll have another vehicle specific
Mhm.
episode. I just wanted to get out the episode of like, let's talk about the future. Let's talk about some big things. Let's talk about how the games are. But then from now we're gonna go back to having nice, calm, casual conversations about like the T-34 or a T-72. But anyway, let's get that out of the way. Love you guys. Thanks for being on the show, Griffin and Ivan, my favorable co-host as
No
always.
problem.
Yes, sir. And we'll be back with episode 4 soon.